Considering my name, it was only a matter of time before I got around to Earthbound. Earthbound, like most RPGs, is going around the world with a group of people, with some temporary party members popping in every group. Now, I love Earthbound, obviously. I like all my temporary party members. So what if I wanted my temporary party members to never leave my party? Using the power of cheats, I set out to try it out. The results were interesting, to say the least. Join me on my adventure to get the largest party in Earthbound. This is the quest for the party of 11. So, a quick breakdown of who all we want. Obviously, we need the main four. On top of them, we're able to get Pokey and Picky, Ness's dog, Buzz, Tony and the Bubble Monkey, and the Dungeon Man. Flying Bane can also join the party, but that's only a magic int, which can be accessed with only Ness. As for the cheats I'll be using, I'm using gecko codes to enable the following: walking through walls, the only reason this run is possible, infinite HP for all party members, infinite money, because I'm incredibly lazy, and of course, stankiness. Now that we have our goal in mind, let's get going. The story begins like all others, and as soon as we get out of bed, we can see the stankiness code is working perfectly. We head outside and walk straight to Pokey, only to walk back. After returning to our house and going through the text boxes, we get the first two additional members, Pokey and King, though I named him a bit differently. We then walk directly up to the meteorite, after carefully avoiding the trigger for King to leave the party, and we recruit Picky. At this point, things already started to act a bit weird, since I have more party members than I'm supposed to. So for some reason, King has a tendency to just freeze and then teleport to where I am. Oh, and Picky's invisible, but trust me, he's there. That's all I need to do on actually. Since I'm not trying to get to the end of the game, I can just walk right past that barrier and into the wonderful city of Tucson. In Tucson, I head straight for Happy Village. No need talking to Applicate where I can just walk around the pencil statue. Some interesting things happen when I get to the house where Paul is being held. First off, I had to disable walk through walls code. As in the previous note I had, I accidentally walked through the cell, and Paul had walked on top of me, thus soft locking me. Anyways, after exiting the house, I found myself face to face with... Wait, who's this clown? Pokey's already in my party. Sadly, the imposter runs away before I can reveal his true identity. And this next battle is the reason I had to enable invincibility. You see, our good friend Buzz has done such a good job of protecting us that not a single enemy has shown up to challenge him, which means Ness is still level 1. In a previous attempt, I got absolutely steamrolled by these enemies that aren't even that hard, so that's why I turned on invincibility, and also because I'm bad. After this battle, Buzz's protective powers stopped working for some reason, so I'll be attacked like normal. After beating those guys and Mr. Car Painter, and letting the imposter escape my grasp once again, I rescued Paula, thus bringing my total to 6. After dealing with the runaway 5, it's off to Threed. Threed starts like normal. After following the interesting lady into the hotel room, things got weird again. At this point, Paula calls out to the friend she has never met. After a quick cutscene, it's time to get Jeff into the party. Let's go! Or not, I guess. Yeah, as it turns out, invincibility just doesn't work on Jeff. I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it, so expect him to be dead for most of the game. Anyways, Buzz and King manage to teleport over to Jeff somehow, and I get Tony to join me. After leaving the school, it's important to move directly left or right, as if you don't, it'll trigger the animation for Tony leaving the party. We then recruit Bubble Monkey, and at this point, King develops the case of the dematerialization. Guess he isn't bred to be in the cold. It's also worth noting that Tony is never meant to be in a battle, but by seeing him breaking the game, I got him into one. He doesn't do much though, just a basic attack text for 1 damage. After walking over to the lake and avoiding the key for Bubble Monkey to leave, I get in the Skyrunner and head off to Threed, with Buzz desperately trying to follow along. Jeff arrives in Threed alright, but alas, King died of dematerialization along the way, and he wasn't the only casualty, as Bubble Monkey also died in the crash. Tony's fine though, and he's even visible at all times. That lowers our max to 9, but we're gonna keep going. We escape the prison and eventually reach Master Belch. It's worth noting at this point the battles are taking a really long time. Every battle starts with Buzz doing PSI Shield Sigma and has to tell me that everyone has a shield and yada yada. Multi-hit attacks from enemies have to go through everyone in the party. And in each and every turn, all of my party members have to attack, even though most of them do 1 damage. All that time really starts to add up, eventually, and nowhere is this more evident than one of my attempts against Master Belch. God, this fight. I start with Jeff dying, of course, and soon after, Ness and Paula started to cry, making them miss a good chunk of their attacks. And then he started to call for servants, and all of my stupid NPCs started attacking those worthless guys and not the actual important target. And then I ran out of PP for both controllable characters, so I turned on autofight and left for a while. I kid you not, I came back after 3 hours, and I still hadn't beaten him. After this, I loaded into old save and decided to get the fly honey. And then took him down in 2 turns because of course they did. I don't actually need to deal with the Sanctuary Guardian, so I head on down to Forestside. Forestside actually plays out about the same as it would in a normal playthrough, but let me tell you, this city is the reason this video took so long to come out. I kept screwing up and causing myself to start over from my most recent save state, which, because I'm an idiot, was right in front of the mole fights. I had to fight the 3rd strongest mole 20 times. The first time I screwed up, I decided to head to the Montoli building, which caused Paula to join my party, even though she was already in my party, which I later realized would prevent her from actually joining my party. The second time, I decided to go through the main plot like a normal person. I got all the way to the Manny battle, which Jeff dies immediately, and I eventually turned on autofight and got a snack, only to come back and see that Ness had died. I checked the wiki and it turned out I got hit by an unlucky PK flash. Let me tell you, I was not happy about that one. Third time, I got all the way to the monkey caves, until I accidentally used the wet towel like an idiot. I did some research, found I could get the item that was being blocked by it in Tucson, so I hopped on a bus, only for it to get stuck in the stupid traffic jam, thus soft locking the game. Fourth time, I had save states aplenty, and got through it the normal way, which finally allowed me to regress into Winters for the 2nd time. Once I got to Winters, I still wasn't done with all the weirdness. Like an idiot, I thought Dr. Ando was going to go to the cave inside the Stonehenge, not above it. I was also looking through my codes and I realized I misinputted the code to make Jeff invincible, so I fixed that. Anyways, I went through the Starman base like normal, aside from being 2 Tonys, until I reached Starman Deluxe. Apollo was diamondized due to a very inconvenient enemy spawn, and Jeff, while being alive, is really weak. Ness was only doing 1 damage because he was using the pencil eraser as a weapon for reasons I won't even try to explain. I eventually reset, got Ness a real weapon, and came back to beat the coolest enemy in the game, only to realize I had just done a massive sequence break. And I probably wouldn't have even noticed this if I didn't talk to Apple Kid, who told me about the book you need to give to the creatures in deep darkness. I then fought the 1 Sanctuary Guardian that was required for this run, and was finally able to head off to Summers. After everything that happened in Foresight and Winters, it's nice that Summers was unnotable. Everything was basically exactly the same, aside from unlocking Pooh of course. After eating the cake, the camera moves over to Delane as usual, and naturally Buzz is waiting there for us. Now, this could just be me, but it looks like Pooh has some extra hair or something. Oh, hey Tony. Delane is way faster than normal, as he just meander over to the meditation spot. After a PTSD-inducing meditation session, it's time to join with the rest of my party. After learning PSI teleport, Pooh zooms over to the rest of the squad, giving Buzz and Tony to eat his dust. Once he joins them, Buzz the magical teleporting insect is obviously waiting for us, but Tony's nowhere to be found. Guess he got left behind. After some typical summer stuff, aside from being charged $4 to let a bee into the museum, I head on over to Scaraba, where our goal awaits. After a brief Kraken fight, I arrive in Scaraba. I can completely skip the pyramid, since I can just walk over the river. Now, I was worried here. It's around here where Pooh is sent away to learn PSI Starstorm, and I thought the queue to do so would be massive, like Bubble Monkeys. I was relieved to find out it was very small, I get to easily walk around it. I then pick up the key to the dungeon man and head inside him. After cheating my way through the dungeon, Brick Road agrees to join me. I excitedly went back outside and he's gone. Vanished. I thought he might just be invisible, but alas, I went to the battle and he's nowhere to be found. So, it is not possible to get a party of 11 in Earthbound. The game seems to cap you at 7, since they never got 8 party members at once, and as someone is always forced to leave. It all seems to favor the chosen 4 and your first 3 companions you get, Pokey, Picky, and Buzz. Quite a letdown of an ending, but sometimes it's not about the destination, but the journey. I had a load of fun doing this, seeing what I could get away with and what I couldn't. If you like my journey as much as I did, tell me that in the comments. I always appreciate feedback, as I seek to improve it in any way possible. If you really like my video, consider subscribing. It helps a lot, it's free, you can always unsub later. With that said, I have an announcement video of sorts coming soon, and I'll see y'all there. Thanks for watching.